To install a blade in the Logan 201 oval and circle cutter, first remove the cutting head from the scale bar, locate the blade holding knob, and loosen it 2 or 3 turns. Insert one Logan number 324 blade down into the blade holder from the top, and use your thumb to wiggle the top of the blade so the blade seats properly at the bottom. Then simply retighten the blade knob. Put the cutting head back on the scale bar, and the blade is installed. To set the size of an oval, for this case an 8x10, first slide the cutting head to the 8-inch mark on the scale. To set the differential setting, loosen the post knob on the top of the chrome post and slide the plate inside the base to 2 inches for a difference of 2 inches on your oval. In this case, the difference between 8 and 10 is 2. Take a pre-marked piece of mat board color side up with a piece of backing board underneath. This can be done easily with a T-square or similar device. Use the marks on the outside edge of the oval base to perfectly align the center of the oval onto the mat board. Use your palms to press down. The sharp pins on the underside of the base sink into the mat board and help hold the base still. To begin the cutting process, press your left hand on the base and with your right hand on the scale arm, rotate the cutting head from a 1 o'clock position down to approximately 5 o'clock position, spin the mat board underneath, and continue. On the first step, the blade doesn't actually cut into the mat board. You're simply lining up the wheel. After 1 full revolution, click the blade lever 1 step. Make another full revolution, and this allows the blade to score the surface of the mat board. After completing a full circle, click the lever to the second step, which allows the blade to cut halfway through the mat board. On the third step, the blade is now cutting all the way through the mat board and scoring into your backing sheet underneath. At this point, you can remove the oval cutter, set it aside, the window should drop out, and you have a perfectly beveled 8x10 oval mat. To cut a circle, loosen the knob on the top of the post and slide the post to the dead center of the base of the oval cutter. Again, use a backing sheet and a pre-marked piece of mat board. Align the marks on the base with the crosshairs on the mat board and press the base in to insert the pins. Following the same steps as before, roll the cutting head around the mat board once to align the wheel and use your fingertip to click the blade lever to the first step. Make a full revolution with the blade scoring the mat board. Click it to the second step. The blade now cuts halfway through the mat board. And on the third step, we cut all the way through the mat board and score the backing sheet. Set the oval cutter aside. Window will drop out and you have a perfectly bevel cut circle. The Logan 703 Simplex V-Groover includes the V-Groove cutting head, a special V-Groove stop, and 2 spacer bars. To install blades in the 703 Simplex V-Groover, locate the casting imprint of the blade on the inside of either of the 2 blade holders. Loosen both of the knurled chrome screws at the top and insert one Logan number 1258 blade into the back of the blade holder the same direction that the casting shows. The lower screw goes through the hole in the blade, and the upper screw tightens over the top of the blade. Install the remaining blade the exact same way. To cut a 2-inch V-groove on a mat board blank, first loosen the mat guide on your Simplex cutter and slide it to the 2-inch mark on the scale. Tighten both the mat guide knobs firmly. Use the spacer bars provided and place them against the edge of the mat guide. Now insert your mat board blank color side up. Set the bottom production stop that came with the Simplex mat cutter to 2 inches also. Now take the special V-groove stop. Hook it to the edge of the guide rail and slide it back until the foot rests against the edge of the mat board. Tighten in place with a lever. Now set the scale to 2 inches also. Loosen the knob and slide the scale to the 2-inch mark and retighten. Take the 703 Simplex V-groover and using the clips on the edge, hook it onto the side of the guide rail of the Simplex mat cutter. Slide it down to your bottom stop and follow the arrows on the levers. The left blade goes down first and slide the cutting head until you gently make contact with the upper stop. Pull the blade up and insert the other blade. Slide straight back and again make gentle contact with the bottom production stop. Always make sure that you remove the blade before moving the mat board. Rotate the mat board 180 degrees to cut to your other long side. Repeat the same steps. Left blade goes down first, slide away to the top stop, remove the blade, insert the right blade, slide to the bottom stop, and again remove the blade. To cut the short sides of the V-groove, turn them at a quarter a turn, loosen the V-groove stop, and slide it back until the foot rests against the edge of the mat board. Repeat the same cutting steps to cut the short sides. After the fourth cutting step, all 4 strips of V-groove paper will fall from the mat board, leaving a 2-inch V-groove.